Vegetarian meals and stricter measures ward off epidemic at Tzu Chi Education Center in Penang. Tallest boy in Malaysian kindergarten class has been a vegetarian since the age of 1. I'm Sean Scanlon. This is DI Headlines. While the coronavirus epidemic outbreak continues more widespread in areas such as South Korea, Tzu Chi volunteers have continued to offer assistance and aid. For example, Tzu Chi volunteers Park Dong-sab and his wife drove from Seoul to the center of the outbreak in South Korea to learn about the situation, finding that many have been forced off the streets.
Even though this day is a holiday, the road is free of traffic because they are driving to Cheongdong Daelam Hospital, which has had internal infection in Gyeosan-bukdo.
Currently, we are standing before the Cheongdong Daelam Hospital in Gyeosan-bukdo, the most serious area of coronavirus outbreak. The hospital is completely sealed off, so nobody can enter. There are also very few people on the street. The emergency room of the hospital is sealed off, so nobody can enter.
The atmosphere around the hospital is very unusual because there's hardly anyone on the street and very few cars are driving by. Daegu City is being listed as a special care zone. The Shincheonji Church where the patient 31 went to has been the center of the virus spread, and the church is now closed. Shops around the church have all closed, and the government is asking people to stay at home. Tzu Chi volunteers in South Korea went out to bring their first-hand news after they are pressed to protect themselves.
Global Tzu Chi volunteers continue to look for a way to help curb the growing coronavirus epidemic. For example, in the Philippines as well as China, local Tzu Chi volunteers have been busy preparing special care packages to encourage all the hard-working medical staff.
In the dark community common square on the first floor, a few volunteers are busy packing up Jingsi food items, preparing about 200 sets to send to the frontline medical staff.
As the epidemic continues, we are really impressed with these medical staff and how they have put themselves on the line. We cannot contribute much to help them, so in gathering these Jingsi supplies, we hope to show our appreciation.
Due to the virus prevention, there are not many volunteers here to pack the gift sets. The 4 volunteers worked until 1:30 a.m. to finish everything. Then the next morning, they set out to send the gifts to each hospital. Also lending their support, the Philippines Tzu Chi chapter is sending Jingsi food items to China. They have picked the individual packs of the 5-grain powder for ease of use by the medical staff.
These are the 5-grain powder made by the Jingsi Abodama masters. We are sending 40,000 packs to Wuhan. They will arrive in Quanzhou and Guangzhou and be given to Wuhan for the medical staff or citizens in need with the help of the local volunteers.
Standing at the support line of the epidemic prevention, Tzu Chi volunteers are not taking it easy, as they hope for an end to this virus soon.
In order to prevent the continued spread of the coronavirus epidemic, the Tzu Chi Education Center in Penang, Malaysia, implemented strict identity registration, temperature measurement, and prohibited unnecessary visitors from entering the school. It also provided vegetarian lunches to protect the health of the children.
In the morning, during the children are arriving at school, Tzu Chi Education Center in Penang, which was originally busy, now has one entrance only due to the epidemic prevention. Teachers, instead of parents, assist the children in entering the school.
Tzu It's good to have this change. Although it will make us more trouble, it's good for the kids, so we all agree with it and understand this measure.
The school takes the epidemic seriously, and the teachers meet every day to discuss plans for epidemic prevention. Parents are also willing to cooperate.
Personally, besides giving him a mask to wear, I try to improve his immune system. We will drink more warm water and ginger water. Besides, we won't eat cold food. Anyway, we have minimized those habits which make us more susceptible to illness.
My kid will wash his hands when he arrives home, then change his clothes, trying to ensure a good hygiene at home.
In addition to enforcing the epidemic prevention measures, the school also provides vegetarian lunch to the kids.
I think it is good to eat vegetarian food because it is nutritious and healthy.
Embracing vegetarianism can avoid killing animals. I hope that everyone can eat vegetarian food together.
In this important moment, children practice the prevention measures actively. They not only eat healthily, but also eat with peace of mind.
Tzu Chi USA headquarters recently held a prayer ceremony for those suffering from the coronavirus. Also include prayers for Ho Pupu, a Tzu Chi volunteer who suffered a recent fall and injured his brain.
The sincere chanting echoes in the Buddha Hall at the Tzu Chi USA headquarters. They gather to pray for the epidemic to end soon and also for a fellow volunteer, Ho Pupu, who fell down days ago and injured his brain.
I've known you since you were Tzu. We always ask for your help. You never tell us no. So we just wish that you can come back to us, and we want him to get better.
Tzu Chi volunteers always call Ho Pupu Brandon. He is an optimistic and responsible young man and has given much help to the Tzu Chi group and also the English volunteer group. After he is hospitalized, the fellow volunteers give their best wishes.
I wish all the best blessings and a smooth road to recovery. I wish all the blessings on his family. I know it's very, very hard being in the ICU, as I've taken care of ICU patients myself. So I send all my prayers and blessings to them.
绕佛绕法的时候，每一个脚步
While we were doing the walking meditation, I always say Brandon's name at every step. I hope the Bodhisattvas will help him recover so he can return to us.
After this is over, everyone gives cheers to Brandon and wish for his early return to the team.
Many parents worry that if their children are vegetarian, they will not have a balanced diet and lack the nutrients to grow properly. Many experts debate these concerns, and a 6-year-old boy in Malaysia has disproved this logic. He started eating vegetarian diet since age 1, and now he is the tallest boy in his class in his kindergarten.
第一次就吃素。
你喜欢吃什么？
鸡蛋。
米粉。粿条。
He is 6-year-old Cheng Si. His parents are Tzu Chi volunteers and have been vegetarian for years. They did not realize their eating habit has affected their young single child.
你在学校吃素的哈？然后回来家里呢？
吃素。
有的吃素啊，出外面呢？
一样吃素。
一样吃素啊？吃素好吃吗？
He is a vegetarian, but we still let him drink milk and eat eggs. Hopefully, he can persist with it.
The mother always thinks about what new dishes she can cook for her growing son. She hardly uses processed food because she wants to give a balanced diet to her vegetarian family.
We vegetarians tend to lack some nutrients, but look at us. All 3 of us are chubby and healthy.
其实一生下来他是重量是2.6
When he was born, he weighed around 2.62 kilograms, so he wasn't heavy. But it didn't come to our mind that since he was so light, we'd let him eat meat. We didn't have that idea.
Their persistence on vegetarianism cleans their bodies and minds, and also retaining their compassion towards all lives.
Since the SARS epidemic, till now, a couple in Malaysia have been a vegetarian for 17 years, adhering to the idea of being healthy and respecting all sentient beings. This couple is devoted to promoting vegetarianism, both researching ingredients and are actively developing new recipes so that all vegetarians can enjoy healthy and delicious food. Frying ingredients for 30 people with both hands every month on Recycling Day, Own Look Kin is in charge of cooking. His wife is an important behind-the-scenes inspiration.
He used to have a snack shop, so he is a very good cook. At home during holidays, he does most of the cooking as well.
I do this because vegetarian food isn't so common, and this is a chance to influence others to become vegetarian and try these dishes. I want to encourage everyone to have a vegetarian diet.
It has influenced everyone to eat vegetarian food once a week and do this for our Earth.
看这一波的 SARS 带给了人类呢非常
The outbreak of SARS in 2003 was the main inspiration for Lap Choi Lan to become a vegetarian. She began eating such a simple diet back then, but other family members didn't agree as they often ate out.
At the beginning, I couldn't really cook as I simply wanted to eat vegetables. I wasn't thinking about the children and grandma who made some comments as they thought the food was bland with no taste. They thought I just cooked vegetables all day.
If you are used to eating meat and you suddenly switch to vegetarian, you will feel very unaccustomed to it. But slowly, if you eat and cook vegetarian food, you will know it is tasty. There is actually a little difference when compared to meat. So vegetarian food, in addition to health, most importantly, it can save the animals.
Here, taro is added to fried bread and served with a sweet and sour sauce. This whole table is colorful and fragrant, and her cooking is no longer dismissed by family members.
I like the sweet and sour food the most. I have eaten a lot of this type of food, but I think that vegetarian is the best. At the beginning, I wasn't used to it, but afterwards, I became accustomed to it and eat much healthier.
I have seen lots of Dai TV programs about vegetarian cooking. There are some nutrients that the vegetarian food is missing. We try to make up for it in other ways. I think that protecting the animals is the best, so I'm happy to eat vegetarian food.
By changing the food we eat, we can all make a difference and help stop the spread of disease and epidemics. In Malaysia, many companies have responded to Tzu Chi's promotion of vegetarianism. In Malacca, for example, a food company provides vegetarian lunches to its staff on Mondays. The practice has been going on for 12 years, and more employees have followed suit.
Cooking in the company cafeteria, she's the company's CEO. As the employees go meatless on Mondays, she cooks for them.
Going meatless on Mondays, the employees choosing to bring lunches themselves are also vegetarian. We need to have the correct concept about vegetarianism. We need to do it ourselves. If you teach by shouting slogans, it won't work. With slogans, they might do it for 3 days. However, if you take action, they can do it for 3 years or 30 years. Once their mindset changes, their actions will change as well.
The CEO has been encouraging the employees to embrace vegetarianism for 12 years.
When we cook vegetarian food, as long as they say this is delicious, we are very delighted.
On Mondays, we go meatless. After I joined the company, I found that there are many delicious vegetarian food. In fact, the company provides many nutritious food.
Besides the management level, the production line employees also started to bring vegetarian lunches on other work days.
I eat vegetarian food for 2 to 3 days a week. I ate string beans and green beans. I cook for myself. Eating vegetarian food is very good, and I don't get sick. I don't have any illness, and I feel great.
Saya tak ada sakit, tak ada apa-apa, saya baik lah. Everyday chicken no good lah. I don't like everyday chicken, fish, I don't like everyday. Sometimes I need vegetable. I like veggie because the vegetable, they have vitamin C, vitamin A, that's why I like veggie lah.
The employees also use reusable utensils, protecting the environment while looking after their health.
In Yunlin, a Tzu Chi care recipient, Ms. Shu has 2 physically and mentally challenged sons. Her home is in disarray and it often leaks. To help her fix up her home, Tzu Chi volunteers spent 3 months doing repairs.
Putting on the spring couplet for blessings, Tzu Chi volunteers are celebrating move-in day. Walking into her home, which has been repaired, Ms. Xu is thankful the roof of her living room no longer leaks and that rodents are gone. The interior has been repainted and furniture has also been added.
When we first visited, the bed was not broken, and then later on it broke, so there was no bed. There was cluttered everywhere.
Miss Shi had cataracts and only recently got surgery to help her vision. 2 of her 3 sons have handicaps, and her home was in shambles.
The government is unable to build a house for her. That's difficult. The most we can do is to raise funds for her.
We try to help provide her with food and assistance whenever we can.
To make sure she has a solid home to live in, Tzu Chi spent 3 months mobilizing more than 100 people to fix the interior as well as the exterior.
She lives near the sea, so we need to factor that in, and we have reinforced the exterior of the house to support that.
Now Miss Zhu can finally live in a safe and comfortable home.
The Taiwan Lantern Festival has ended, but prior to closing, over 100 hand-dyed fabrics, which were part of Tzu Chi's exhibition, were put up for a charity auction, with funds going towards international relief.
Beneath the plastic bottles are over 100 indigo-dyed fabrics with Jingsi aphorism on it.
This layer has been dyed 30 to 40 times, and there were light colors on top, which were dyed over 1,000 times.
The rain and sun have naturally faded some of the colors. The process of dyeing the fabric indigo is complicated and takes much repetition. As the end of the Lantern Festival is drawing near, the dyed fabrics have all been purchased.
The sun easily fades the color, and these are pretty fade. We will take them back and reprocess them, put the color back before handing them to the sisters who purchased them.
Pineapple, watermelon, strawberry, and carrot. The volunteers dress up as fruit and vegetables to promote vegetarianism.
If the whole family can eat vegetarian food together, then everyone can be safe and healthy together. Being a mother, there is no better feeling.
Many people signed the pledge to be vegetarian.
吃素可以对身体比较好，可以增强身体的免疫力。
The epidemic is very severe. I hope everyone can feel calm about it and not be afraid.
This is the first time that Taichung Tzu Chi volunteers have participated in such a large-scale lantern festival. They mobilized over 1,000 people to support this event.
Taichung City government is promoting a green city, and we are glad to have the opportunity to work with the government to further spread this concept to reach more people.
Using recyclables to decorate the Lantern Festival, Tzu Chi hopes more people can see the value in being green.
In 1999, UNESCO set February 21st each year as World Mother Language Day, calling on us to safeguard every language in the world. More than 6,000 languages exist around the world, but one language disappears every 2 weeks on average. For this reason, the Taipei Hakka Culture Park was established in 2011 to preserve this heritage. Taipei's new Hakka village, Taipei's new Hakka village. It is filled with warmth and friendship. Taipei's new home is prosperous and peaceful. This song is sung at the Taipei Hakka Cultural Center, where many large and small activities are held. This 4-hectare park is the most important location for Hakka people in Taipei.
黄色的怎么叫话？黄色。
On the National Hakka Day, the Hakka people came to celebrate Nuwa's creating human beings. The activities include making glutinous rice balls and farming, aiming to remember their mother tongue.
They came here to learn how to speak Hakka language. I will definitely teach them, otherwise they will gradually forget how to speak.
Teachers who teach Hakka, whether they are teaching high school, junior high school, or primary school, come here to volunteer.
The Taipei Hakka Culture Park also has this hillside and this rice paddy, where people can see how rice is planted and harvested. This 3-layered terrace exemplifies the wisdom of the early Hakka ancestors who cultivated the mountains.
These different layers won't waste any water and can all be planted.
If they are interested, they can learn to speak Hakka language and understand Hakka culture. After going home, they can talk to Grandpa and Grandma about the history of Hakka people.
The meaning of World Mother Language Day is to continue using these languages starting from home.
鄉親朋友大家好，我按照中潤中，今年13歲。
鄉親朋友大家好，我係泡葉春阿春妹，我係講客講播田推嘅主持人。今日出嚟講係春季嘅語文競賽咯，跟從幾多年生去參加呢樣嘅朗讀比賽。
5年生。
This radio broadcast is done in the mother tongue and everyone communicates fluently.
阿公阿婆嗌咗落嚟。
你食飽嗎？食飽啦，食飽嘞，
食飽嘞。
出槍，好嘞。
阿媽。
阿媽啊。
3 generations in one house, Mr. Peng is a Hakka person from Hsinchu. After marriage, moved to Taipei and had a son.
When the children couldn't speak yet, they started to talk in Hakka language with their grandparents.
She joined all of these speech competitions. These are the ones from high school and even while studying at Taipei Municipal Zhongshan Girls High School.
Our mother tongue is from Grandma and Grandpa's generation, and it has been slowly transferred down to us. We hope to keep the Hakka language alive and pass it down to the next generation.
An alumni reunion in Northern California is an important event for Chinese entrepreneurs in the IT industry. This year, Tzu Chi volunteers were invited to discuss PET bottle recycling. We'll leave you with these images. Goodbye.